This is an I-102-104 podcast. Check out i102104.ie for more details.
Have you ever ignored someone you kind of knew in the street and then felt like a freak afterwards? I'll hold up my hand and say, yes, I've done that. I have. Have you been a bit too full on with someone you really, really liked and then wondered if they thought that you were a bit of a stalker, in fact? Have you? Can't say I've done that, but I could see how you could. Have you worried that maybe your ass is itchy? Or that you have too much lip hair and everyone's staring at you and they know when you shift uncomfortably in your seat that, you're a bit scratchy down below? Have you ever looked at your reflection in the mirror and asked yourself, worriedly, thinking about what other people may be thinking about you? Have you ever really, really looked at yourself in the face and been like, am I normal? Seriously, am I normal? Or is there something wrong with me? What do other people think about me? And if they knew this about me, well, what would they make of it? Would they be freaked out? Or maybe would they feel the same way too? If any of those things have ever happened to you, or if that thought has ever crossed your mind, then you need to check out isitnormal.com. And on the line, I have its creator. If I just do this and this. Udi, are you there?
I am here.
Hi Udi, how are you? You're very welcome to iTALK.
Thanks for having me.
How are you? You're in California.
That's right.
I imagine it's lovely, sunny and warm there at the moment, Udi.
It's actually raining right now.
I can't say that I feel sorry for you. I imagine it's still warm. Well, you're very welcome to the show, Udi. Congratulations on isitnormal.com. Very, very interesting site, it has to be said. Where did you get the idea for it?
I had the idea about 5 years ago, I think, maybe 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine was going through a bad breakup and was sort of freaking out and was constantly calling me and asking questions. Is it normal that she hasn't called me? This, that, over and over and over again, never ending. And I thought, he's asking me all these kind of common questions. There should be a place, that people can help each other with these things and answer similar questions. And the more that I heard him say, is it normal? It's like a very fundamental human question. And I thought, maybe I could start a website, see if people are interested.
It's a great website, isitnormal.com, so congratulations on it. I, in the run-up to this interview, have spent many an afternoon trawling through it and just reading all the different stories that are up there. But for people who don't know, Udi, how does the website work?
It's actually quite simple. If you have a question or something that you're concerned about, you can post it to the site and you ask the world if it's normal or not. And other people out there can vote yes or no. And they can also comment on it and offer advice or a commentary that's not necessarily good advice as well sometimes. And the site will show you how normal your situation is. It will actually give you a percentage based on the voting.
And can anybody put their stories up there, Udi?
Yes, anybody, although it is moderated to weed out some of the bad apples out there.
Yeah, so if you've robbed a bank and you're thinking, oh God, is that normal? And you want to put that story up there, it's probably not the best idea. Udi wouldn't be welcoming you into isitnormal.com if that's what your carry-on is. And for those of you who may have robbed banks and you're listening, no, it's not normal. And shame on you. Very bad. What Udi, so far, has been the most astonishing post, in your opinion, that you've come across on isitnormal.com?
Astonishing. There have been some pretty appalling things posted on the site, things that I probably couldn't even repeat even on your late night show.
Like of a sexual nature?
Yeah, very quickly after I started the site, everything kind of turned towards a sexual nature.
Aren't human beings great?
I naively thought this wasn't going to happen. I thought it would be very innocent stuff, and it turns out, the people really have these deep, dark questions about are related to sex. And so I do see a lot of young men asking about their penis size, girls that are attracted to their stepfathers, all sorts of like that, and much worse than that as well. And so the site shows you kind of the best of the worst, a lot of it you don't see. That I see.
So I imagine someday you'll be able to write a book about all the stuff you can't talk about on iTalk right now.
Yeah, it's been a thought of mine, actually, to compile these into a book one day. We'll see.
I have to say, it would make fascinating reading. Udi, in your opinion, you take care of isitnormal.com. What are the most common worries that people have? And the fact is that they're so common, they're actually normal, but people are unaware of the fact that they're quite normal.
There's a lot of relationship questions. I'm in love with my best friend. Am I gay is a very common thing. People, will say, I'm definitely straight, but I have all these gay tendencies, or everyone's worried about their penis size. Everyone masturbates.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's got, some quirks. There'll be a lot of some things like I pee in the shower, someone posted. And turns out it's got a score of 81% normal on the site.
81% normal. So that's categorically normal.
Yeah, it was fairly surprising, I thought.
Yeah.
Someone said they're in love with a cartoon character from one of their favorite cartoon shows. That was 75% normal.
See,
so things like that. Sometimes they're very surprising outcome.
I'm thinking of, I can't remember her name, but in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, there's very...
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, Jessica Rabbit. I mean, come on. Real or not real, she would turn heads in a virtual world or indeed in any other world. And Yudi, have you had feedback from people who've used the site? And if so, has that feedback been positive or negative?
In the site's original incarnation, it was completely free for all. There was no moderation, and so the community policed itself. And unfortunately, there weren't enough good people around, and it's sort of spiraled out of control. What you see today is a cleaned up version of that, and since that redesign and moderation, the feedback's been pretty positive. People have thanked me. They've gotten good advice and things like that. So it's been good.
Mm-hmm. And before I let you go, Yudi, what in running isitnormal.com, what is the most surprising thing you've found out about people in general?
Well,
something that you wouldn't have known before you kind of set up this forum for people to be very, very honest. And I know they're doing it and they're anonymous, but they're being very, very honest and opening up, I suppose, about what it's like to be just a person and to be afraid and to wonder, am I the only one like this, or am I a big old freak?
I guess when people find that there's at least one other person out there, even if what they're dealing with may not be normal,
mm-hmm.
The story has a very low score, but one other person comments and says, me too, that's very helpful for people and satisfying and makes them feel much better. And that's something I didn't really experience before or see. You don't, there aren't many places in the world where you can kind of encounter that. And through, Google search and other things, people find each other through this.
So it kind of brings people together.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing.
Uh-huh.
The world can be a very scary place. Thank you very much, Yudi, and best of luck with isitnormal.com. It's a great website. It's fascinating to read the stuff that's up there.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me on the show.
You're very welcome, sir. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye now. The site is isitnormal.com. That's isitnormal.com. Go on there and just for the read of it. A lot of the stuff you'll find yourself smiling, and you'll find yourself smiling because you recognise it and you can acknowledge exactly where the person's coming from, and you feel as if you know them. But there's also a lot of stuff up there that that might shock you. It certainly shocked me, and I'm not a very shockable person. And it'll also surprise you. There's also some very, very funny stuff up there as well. So it's isitnormal.com. So if you've ever wondered, and I'm sure you have, I can only imagine that the people who haven't wondered, is it normal, are the people who've never existed. But if you've ever thought to yourself, am I the only one who feels this way? I can't. It's the greatest website you could possibly check out to answer that question. So isitnormal.com. The time is 10:36. You're listening to iTALK with Mary McGill here on I102 104. I'll be right back with your reaction to isitnormal.com, and of course to all the things in life that you think should be absolutely 110% free.
This is an I102 104 podcast. Check out i102 104.ie for more details.